So let's go live a little bit early. I've noticed there's a few people actually in the chat watching the stream. So we're going to talk about Bukayo Saka and his injury. It looks like it's not as bad as first thought, and it's going to be an injury that's going to keep him out between 3 and 4 weeks. Now, this was inevitable. This was going to happen, in my opinion. Last season, when he was rushed back from his grade 3 hamstring injury, which was on the other leg, so thank God for that for a start. He was rushed back, and I was saying in videos and streams, all throughout his injury, please, I don't want to see him again this season. Not for the fact that I don't rate the player, but the fact that just don't want him to be rushed back because it could have a detrimental effect on his long-term fitness, which was proved to be right. And I wasn't the only person saying it. There was a lot of Arsenal fans online and with their own channels on Twitter, or they call it X now, on YouTube here on YouTube. A lot of fans agreeing with what I was, or saying the same thing as what I was saying. That he is our star boy, and we've got to sort of make sure that he's going to be okay for the new season. And he was rushed back. And don't forget, when that you tend to, when you've got an injury like that, you tend to compensate with other muscles, and that's what seems to have happened. That's what's definitely happened, in my opinion. That it's been compensated on his other leg, his other hamstring has been overworked because of the injury to the first one, and now he's broke down. And it looks a lot more serious than what apparently it is. But I'm not absolutely 100% buying it. I think they're playing it down. I really do. And I'm concerned, very concerned for his long-term fitness. And don't forget, when Michael Owen had his injury, similar one, the grade 3 hamstring, that was the end of his career. And it just come off the back of winning the Ballon d'Or. Michael Owen was a fantastic player, career over in his mid-20s. And that was, for me, not over, but I mean hindered, and he didn't get to the levels which he could have possibly got to. And I'm concerned with Saka. I really am, and you're getting. There's a lot of noise about it, and there's a lot of fans now saying that this Arteta's to blame, and Arteta is to blame. He's mismanaged the player. He's mismanaged a lot of players, and he's got to take account for it. He's got to be held accountable for this because, I mean, what he's overplaying the players, and he's bringing them back too early from injuries, and Kai Havertz as well. Kai Havertz, now we don't know how long he's going to be out for. They're going to assess that in a couple of weeks' time, they're saying. So they've not even assessed it, whether he needs surgery. They've not actually. They're being very quiet on it. They're not. There's no noise on Havertz, which is worrying as well. Now Odegaard also, another player that was out with an injury. I know it's a different one. It's a shoulder injury. Now this player is like Arteta's pet, and I think that his injury is not as serious as first thought either. It's just something, he bumped his shoulder, he's done something to his shoulder. It's no dislocation or anything like that. We can check out the physio scat on Twitter. What he's said. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can share this tweet, which he has tweeted. And I'll read it out. Right, the physio scout. Initial news from the Times states Saka and Odegaard won't be out for an extended period of time. What does this mean? For Saka, it could point to a grade 1 hamstring injury around 2 to 4 weeks out, or possibly just a hamstring tightness, which could see him back within a week. The latter is less likely, but still possible. But for me, that just says that Saka, he's not going to play. Obviously, he won't be playing next week against Liverpool. The two England games, the international break, he's not going to be playing in, and probably miss the Forest game after that, which we could cope with. But I mean, if he hadn't played the back end of last season, I think he would have been okay. I don't think that injury would have happened, in my opinion. I really don't. I just think he was rushed back. The stress on the other leg has obviously come into effect, and he's broke down. For Odegaard, the outlook was always quite positive. His shoulder issue seems consistent with an AC joint injury, which usually settles quickly and is more about pain management. Can return within a week. His recovery shouldn't face major setbacks. Fingers crossed, both recover smoothly, and we'll keep an eye for further updates. Sorry, this week. So for me, regardless of what happens with Odegaard, whether he is such a teacher's pet, like he's Arteta loves him so much. For me, he will definitely be playing against Liverpool at Anfield on Sunday. But I mean, I think he has to be dropped. Let me know. Write your comments in the comment section. What do you think of Odegaard? I mean, let's just keep Saka wrapped up in cotton wool. Let's rest him. Madueke played decent there against Leeds when he was switched over to the right hand side after Saka went off. Madueke played decent there. Odegaard, when he went off, and then when Yeri come on, I thought the game was elevated. I thought it up levels. I think Nweri is a much better player than Odegaard, and I think Odegaard has to be dropped. If not for the injury, then for his form. Why is he religiously trusted and picked by this manager? I don't see it. I don't see the obsession with him. And you've got all the top gooners on there saying about how great he is and what a good player he is. I don't think he's that good. I really don't. And I don't think he's been good for a little while. We had one good season, in my opinion, when he got them 15 goals, but then so did Martinelli. Martinelli scored the same amount of goals in that year as well. And I just don't think he's good enough. I really don't. And Nwaneri's levels above him. Penna, I'm going to slaughter your name, sorry. Penna, I'm just going to call you a Penna. I'm confident with everyone in the squad. Listen, we've got a squad now. We've got to utilise it. And Max Diamond, I mean, why can't he start? I know he's only 15, but look at the levels. Look how good he is. I mean, if he can play against AC Milan's full squad, why can't in pre-season? Why can't he play? Why can't he play at Anfield against Liverpool? In my opinion, there's no reason why he can't play in that game. There ain't, not at all. I think he can play on the right. He can take Saka's place when we can come in for Odegaard. I'd be more worried about Nwaneri and Diamond than Odegaard all day long. If I was Liverpool manager, if I was Arne Slot, I'd be thinking, I hope they play with Odegaard. I really do, because Odegaard he's not finding the pass no more. Panatane, he can play like 30 minutes, but should not burn him out. He's fit as a fiddle, mate. He's 15. He can probably play 2 90-minute games, one after the other. He probably could. I get what you're saying, though. You've got to protect him a little bit. But in that case, then you just bring him on for Madueke. You bring him on for him, and you don't have to play Odegaard. We don't have to play him. Nwaneri is good enough. Raisin, Ferguson, the young lads have more imagination. They really do. Look, the IQ for a 15-year-old, his intelligence, his football intelligence. Did you see him like when he come on against Leeds? He, his directness, his intent, his skill set is already better. Listen, we're doing signing. We're already getting like a pre-contract. We know we can't sign him up to a full-time contract until he's 18, but we're trying to do something that he can sign when he's 16. So we can basically like a pre-contract. So we can, but we've got to keep this player at all costs. I've done a video, and I said in the video, I've uploaded a clip short from it as well about how much I rate this player. He is unbelievable. Channel 69 News. The thing about playing a 15-year-old is that he is still developing physically. He is an amazing talent, but looks very light. He does look lean. I agree with you there. I know you've got to manage his minutes, and you know I'm just so excited about the player. If you are 15 and one of the first subs in the English Premier League, that is absolutely massive. It is. And, you know, the players before have come through at 16. He's 16 on New Year's Eve, 31st of December. But his ability, he's a special talent. And, you know, you don't want to hinder that. And you hopefully, like, you don't get smashed the shit out of him when you bring him on and Van Dijk clubs him or whatever. Hopefully that won't happen. But I think he is made of some stern stuff. Although he looks quite lean and he don't look like he ain't got no build to him or anything. That's because of his age. But football intelligence as well. He was like the way he won that penalty, the way he went into that box and like it just dances around everybody. He just makes them look stupid. They're terrified of him. Excuse me. All the defenders in the league are going to be scared of this kid. They really are, and he is unbelievable. And I don't see why we can't play him. Not every game, obviously. As you've said, you know, he's got to manage his minutes, and you know you've got to be careful because he's only 15. His physicality. He's still developing his physicality. Yeah, I agree with that. But okay, maybe not let him play the 90 minutes, but. You know, we've got Wanyeri, we've got Medawaki. Why have we bought these players? We've got to be careful with Saka because this could be a career-defining season for him regarding injuries. It's another hammy. It's another hamstring injury. And I mean, I've got a feeling as well with Havertz that he's done his ACL in his knee. Same injury as what Jesus is recovering from. Saka came through as a left back depth option. Now he's a star. Maybe Diamond is going at the perfect pace. Defo wants to see him there, but maybe best to keep easing him in. Yeah, easing him in off the bench. Absolutely. Yeah, Raisin. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name right. Yeah, I agree with that. Listen, there's so many good points. People are making so many good points about him. But what we've got to talk about and think about is this manager is he going to ruin him? I mean, he ain't got the best CV with players, with star players. Look at Smith Rowe, regressed terribly. Sold him to Fulham. Saka overplayed, terribly overplayed. And now he got that injury, that grade 3. That's a terrible. That's like the hamstrings hanging off the bone. The grade 3. This one is said not to be a grade 3. It's said to be probably a grade 1 or a strain, which is obviously nowhere near as serious. But the implications of rushing him back before he was fully fit. I know he scored against Real Madrid, I know he scored in another game when he came back, and people was jumping on the bandwagon saying why he was ready to come back. What he wouldn't have been at. He's played all right, but he's not. Look at the game at Old Trafford. The game at Old Trafford, alarm bells would have been ringing in my head if I was a manager saying, "Look, he's a little bit. He's not there yet. He's not quite ready for it," and it's starting him again. Why have we got the squad depth now? Why have we brought these players in? We brought these players in. What's happened to Norgard? What's happened? I mean, what's happening at training? The injuries that this club suffer. I mean, it is. I mean, even before Arteta, I'm not blaming Arteta for everything, but there's something fundamentally going wrong at this club with all these injuries that we keep getting all the time. There must be something in the training. There's got to be something that's got to be addressed because we're. I mean, I don't want to use excuses this season. I want us to go and win this league, and I don't want to have to resort to excuses like we had over the last few seasons with the injuries and the decisions, bad refereeing decisions. The refereeing decisions, I know every club gets them. I know did seem a little bit harsh on Arsenal last season. In all fairness, you can say what you want, but especially Michael Oliver. My God. He's got a history with poor decisions for sort of helping Man City. Opinion is it's not a fact, but I mean, did that something to do with refereeing out in Saudi with the owner Sheikh Mansour or one of the people that own the Man City? There's a lot of conspiracy theory that none of it's factual. It's just opinions for me. It is a fact that he did manage referee games out in Saudi for a nice few quid, and it's the owner of Man City. People are making their own assumptions, including myself, about the reason behind that and the reason behind sending players off. And Liverpool as well. He made some terrible decisions in favour of Man City against Liverpool as well. When Duku studied McAllister in the chest, studied him, should have got at least a second yellow card and been sent off. There was loads of decisions that you can go back on and you can look at, but I don't want to use excuses for referees for this season. This season we've got a great squad. We've got a squad that can win the league. We really have, especially if we go and get a Rodrigo, for example, on loan. Then there is there's no excuse now anyway. There's no excuses. We've got to be, if we don't win the league, we've got to win some trophy of some sort. If we don't win the league, it can't be a 10-point difference. It's got to be like we've got to be up the arses of Liverpool or Man City, whoever's going to win it. Otherwise, it's got to be his neck on the line. It has to be. Channel 69 News. I agree with you. Arteta needs to trust more squad players. I think Fabio Vieira doesn't look the best signing, but he should have been used more to of course, utilise more instead of keep picking Odegaard and Saka. Saka's unbelievable player. If he's fit, he plays, but if he's not fit, you've got to fucking protect him. You have a duty of care as a manager. If players like Saka, even Declan Rice, getting sent home in the national duty by the physios of England, the national team, getting sent home. They played the game before. They go in national duty, get sent back. Then they play the game after. Why the England physios sending these players back? Because they're not fit. They're not fit. And Arteta insists on playing them and running them into the ground. Rajan, do we think Eddie starts as left wing or does he take the captain's? Oh, does he play in the 10? You're saying, right? Left. See, this is another argument to have. Eze is not really a winger, a left winger. Eze is a number 10, but we have got Wanyeri, who could play on the right, and he's really a number 10 as well. I don't think Odegaard's a number 10. Big up, Anthony Herbert in the chat. Bless up, bro. Um, he's a guest on my channel on Thursday night for the Red Report. Actually, he's uh, one of the longest serving helpers on this channel. Thank you, Anthony. Anyway, do we start Eze as a? I think he's going to start Eze. Listen, if Odegaard's on his feet, Odegaard plays because he's like Arteta's pet. He's like his lapdog as well. Like he's just like, I don't know. Odegaard is and Arteta. I think if Arteta get sacked or leave the club, Odegaard will follow him. Hopefully. And he said, but yeah, I'm agreeing with Anthony here. I do think that Madawaki will start on the left and Eze will start as the 10 only if Odegaard is deemed unfit to play. If Odegaard is fit to play, I think Madawaki will be benched and I think he will start Eze on that left hand side. But I wouldn't start Odegaard anyway. I would play with Eze in the middle. I would play. I would actually. Do you know what I would actually? This is how what I would do. I would play him Nwaneri off the right hand side in place of Saka. I would play Eze in the middle and on as the 10, and I would play on the left hand side. I would actually play Trossard, I think, on that left at Anfield. Madawaki didn't look too good on the left hand side. He looks a lot better when he went over to the right. But I think Eze and Nwaneri, I think they could sort of swap play. I think they could sort of change a little bit, and it'd be like an inside right for Nwaneri coming in on his left foot, like Saka does. But that's how I think I would set up against Liverpool, with obviously Gyökeres in the front and then the double pivot Rice and Zubimendi. The back four picks itself. Well, actually, let me think about the back four because Ben White is going to be out. So, what will we do with the defence? Ben White's out, then it would be the same back four with Timber on the right and Calafiori on the left. But if Ben White's fit for that game, I think we should move Timber over to the left as left back, and then Ben White can play on the right. But if Ben White's still not fit for that game, then it'll probably be Timber. Timber had a fantastic game against Leeds. Scored 2 goals, didn't he? Assisted 1. I think he's a great right back. He's a great full back because he can do the same on the other side as well. Anthony's saying, I think Eze's miles better than Odegaard. Absolute. So is Nwaneri. Max Damon. We was talking about him earlier on. Max Damon. I think. Do you know what? He's going to get minutes. He's if it's that bad, then we can even play Max Damon on the right. We could play Eze. Eze in the middle, or Nwaneri in the middle, and Eze on the left. It's just we've got options now. We don't need to run these players into the ground anymore. No, I don't. Eze and Odegaard may exist well in the same team. Rajan, where would you play them both then? What would you do? Who do you take out the team to accommodate that? Would you be playing Eze on the left, Odegaard in the middle? How would you accommodate that? Eze is more effective as 10, as behind the striker. Much more effective. And he see Odegaard, the through balls that he's been trying to play the last 2 games, every through ball we tried at Old Trafford didn't work. The through balls that he was trying against Leeds as well, they didn't work. As soon as Nwaneri come on, he got clattered first of all. Yeah, all right. So he didn't start the first 5 minutes when he come on, but then straight after that, the game elevated. The game elevated for me, and it just proves. I think he's 18 now, Wanyeri, or he's just on the cusp of being 18. He might still be 17. Proves that we've got two teenagers that are better. Both are better than Odegaard, Damon, and Wanyeri. Damon is a great player for his age, but let's not rush the boy. Let's come into the team gradually. Yeah, listen, I think he's a raw talent, Anthony. He is a raw talent. He does need a bit of polishing off, like his shooting and that probably, but the creativeness. We're thinking we all last season moaning about having a creative player. He's there. He's there on the bench, mate. 15 years old. Look at the creative difference when he come on the pitch, making things happen, winning the penalty. It's just a different gravy, mate. He is unbelievable. I've got so much fucking belief in him. It is unreal for a 15-year-old. I mean, I think he's going to be a world beater. He's up there. He's going to be up there with Ronaldo. Lamine Yamal at the minute is probably the best teenager in the world. He ain't fucking that far off him. If he starts banging in goals, then people are going to start going, what has Arsenal got here? What have they got? Is a Cam, mate. Is that the central attacking midfielder? Yeah, not on the left. Max Damon must have absolutely. McManus in the chat. McManus gaming. Bless up, bruv. I ain't seen you for ages. No messages. You ain't even been active in the WhatsApp group. Hopefully you're well, bro. I ain't seen you put no content out either. What's been happening with you? Hopefully you're okay. Things are going all right for you. Smash the likes, people, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much, McManus. Share the content around as well. Share the content around for me. Much appreciated. Let's get this channel growing. Trying to build up my own community. I've been watching loads of other Arsenal channels that are growing at a fast rate than me, and I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? There's a great channel I've been watching lately, Shane Gooner. Go and check out Shane Gooner, an Irishman. Great channel, man. And he's only been going about 6 months, I think he said. And he's exploding already. And more power to him, bruv. More power to you, Shane, man. Your channel was great, and hopefully we'll be doing some content together pretty soon. Okay, channel 69. With regards to the back four and running players into the ground, I think Saliba had a dip in form in the latter part of last season. Yeah, maybe Madrid links did it. He is still world class, but maybe rest him. Yeah, who we're going to put in there? Mascara. Kiwior's probably leaving. The partnership with him and Gabriel. I do understand what you're saying, Channel 69. I get that, man. We do need sort of like another two centre backs with a partnership as good or near as good as them two for perhaps the cup games, so the FA Cup, the League Cup, some of the games like against Leeds, like against Sunderland, your Burnley, teams that have just been promoted, or teams with all due respect in the lower half or expected to be in the lower half of the league, just to get them, for the tougher games and or to rotate a little bit to protect them as well. I agree with that as well, bruv. We do need to we keep Kiwi on. We've got it there with Mascara and Kiwi. Mascara's, although he's right-footed, but he does play apparently on the left, but we've got Calafiore can play there. We do need a right-footed centre-back, and we've got one in Mascara. So, Ben White can play, but I think Ben White is a much better full-back than a centre-back. I think we've got to try and keep Kiwi on, but there's Porto's interested in him, 30 million, and I thought he was going to go the other way to Palace in with the Eze deal. That's what I heard. First reaction I done to that was when I heard that there's going to be 30 million plus Kiwi. I don't know if you see the video. I was a bit pissed when I'd done that as well, but I did see that first of all. Then I heard it was going to be in a separate deal that Kiwior was going to go to Palace because of the links for Gueye to Liverpool. But I think he done a decent job when Gabriel was out. I know he's not on the levels as Gabriel and Saliba. He's not. But he done a decent job filling in. And I think, as you said, they're protecting them in terms of the back four, the two centre-backs. We do need to build something that every now and again they can come in and or rotate one out, or just every now and again, just to give them a breather. Absolutely correct, mate. Absolutely. I'm good, mate. Just been mad busy is all. I'll be back soon. Just had a look. Oh no, bless up, bro. McManus got a new knitting channel. It's called McManus Knitting. Here he is. I was just speaking about Shane. Bless up, Shane, bro. I was just speaking about you. I was just calling out your channel, saying, "Well, I've just found your channel, and it's a fantastic channel, and you're blowing up, and more power to you." 4 weeks is an Arteta timeline. In truth, he is just trying to rush Saka back from Man City. Absolutely, I agree with that as well. But at least that game's going to be at the Emirates. But I do agree with you, because I think he needed to have the rest of last season off. I don't think that he should have come back at all. And you can go and check my videos from when he got injured and during his injury time when he's laid when I was asked questions about it, and I've done videos saying Saka's. I don't want to see him for the rest of the season. I want him to be fucking fully rested and raring to go for the start of this season. And I said that. I did say that last year when I was towards the end of last season, and I was disappointed. I was happy and disappointed at the same time, if that's possible, to see him when he come back. I didn't want to. I was panicking about him getting a recurrence of the injury, or, as we've said, Shane, the other leg's compensating for the damage that's done and not fully repaired to your other leg, and muscles compensate, and it's overstrained them muscles as well now, and he's broke down against Leeds. And please, it's not going to be anything more serious than what's been said today. They're saying it's a grade 1 or possibly even just as far as hamstring strain. But for me, I'm not buying it yet. I'm not buying it because he doesn't tell the truth. Arteta's a liar. He never tells the truth. Press conferences, he's always just like keeps his cards close to his chest. He doesn't tell the fans what we need to hear, and he lies. And he just frustrates me so much, and I just want him out of the club. People were saying to me, "Why? Look what he's brought us. Look what he's done." I mean, I was like, we've got a WhatsApp group. Anthony Herbert's in the chat. We've got a WhatsApp group. It's named Arsenal Flip Floppers because of me, because I was like, in there, But as the years have gone on, I'm starting to think he's hindering our club's potential. We've got the squad to win the fucking league. We've got the squad. We've had the squad previous, and because of this manager, we haven't done it. And I absolutely nailed on. All the blame is on him. The Cronkies, people are moaning about the Cronkies. Well, I'm not their biggest fans, but you can't say they've not backed him in the transfer market. You can't say they've not backed him. It's his mismanagement. The players he's bought have been shit, a lot of them. It's down to him. Everything's down to him. It all rests on his shoulders, but all they want to do, they just love him so much. You've got the fan base, half of the fan base, that because he's good looking, they love him. Mate, it just means I don't know. I'm just bewildered sometimes. I remember the last game of the season, centre-back pairing of Kiwior and Calafiori, and looked very good. 2 left-footed players, though, Channel 69. So it's a little bit, yeah, I remember I remember seeing them playing together, but it's not balanced. It's an unbalancement. It's sort of, when you've got 2 left-footed players, playing alongside each other, especially at centre back. It just doesn't seem right to me. It just feels. I feel like I'm on a boat. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right for you couldn't be persistent with that, but just for a feeling, yeah, true. For a feeling, it could happen. But we have got a right-footed centre half now with Mosquera, haven't we? So, I mean, Calafiori is more of a centre back than a left back anyway, or full back. Calafiori, I don't rate him as a left back, although he did get the goal against Man United at Old Trafford, and he did have a decent game, but he did get sat down by Ahmad. And look how poor Ahmad was yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Just swings and roundabouts. Well, this manager been back now with this. This manager been back now with something. Or yeah, he's got to win something, Anthony. Yeah, win. He has got to win something. He's got. I want the league more than anything else. I don't. You know what? I'm not sold on the. I want to win the Champions League. Obviously, that's my third trophy in my order of preference. It's the Premier League, the FA Cup, then the Champions League. The FA Cup is the most prestigious cup competition there's ever been and ever will be. The oldest cup competition in the world. We've won it more times than anybody, just by one cup now, I think. And we need to start winning a few more FA Cups so we can just keep that record as well and just have that beautiful FA Cup. Every team in the fucking land is involved in that cup, from semi-pro up. Because you have the preliminary rounds, and it gives every team in the land a chance from semi-pro. When you get a team coming from obscurity, see a team out the it's possible you can get a team at the Nations League play a Premier League team in the third round proper. And that brings so much attention to that club, money. That's why it's a beautiful cup for football fans. For the fans. And this is what football is about. It's the fans that make the club. It's the fans that create the atmosphere. Clubs forget about who the most important people are. Clubs do. Some clubs are just all about that. And the most important people in the clubs and what makes the clubs are the fans. My phone's buzzing off. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, let me know what your preferences is in the chat. Let me know if what you want to see. Would you rather the Premier League? Would you rather the Champions League? Let's have that in the chat. Let me know in there whether you'd rather win the Premier League or the Champions League. Anthony got a new channel on the way. It's a Bristol Rovers channel, and MK Don Luca's going to be these co-hosts. Anthony let people know. Oh, you know what? Stop trying to struggle, Lee. Put your brick tops on. Anthony, let people know when we can see your content, mate. Oh, Anthony's going to start a new channel with Luca Talks Dons. That'd be fantastic entertainment. I want the league and FA Cup this season. Yeah. F the Rovers. Shane Gooner. Go and subscribe to Shane. Anthony, if you ain't... was it you that told me about Shane? Was it? It was static. Go and have a look at Shane's channel, man. It's brilliant. Everyone, I don't know how to put your link in until afterwards, Shane. I will do that. I don't know how to do anything else. I'm not very computer literate, but I know how to put your link in after the stream's over. So I will do that. And everybody, go and look at Shane, man. Every day he does a breakfast show. He's brilliant, and he does other content as well. I love it. Apparently, it's a loan for Kiwior with obligation to buy for 20 million euros. A big loss in transfer, but hard to move on. All these players, Arteta has ruined. Oh, hard to move on. Players Arteta has ruined. Yeah, Bert are fighting an uphill battle. Yeah, I think Bert has done brilliantly here. There's people I've seen people wanting Berta out as well. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I can't understand that. He's just come here. He's done a much better job than Edu. I see Edu in the stands in the Forest game yesterday, just sitting there smiling in the crowd. What the fit Saka's injury 4 months? That a lot? No, four. It's the same 4 weeks, Rafiq. At the minute they're just saying 4 weeks. Anthony, if you haven't got a name for your channel already, what about this? The Rovers Review. Featuring MK Don's Luca, blinded. Shane, big up, mate. Thanks for the kind words. No, your channel's brilliant, mate. It's got to be said. It's got to be said, bro. I absolutely think it's the best channel out there. It is, in my opinion, at the minute. I watch loads of channels, and I'm enjoying your one at the moment. I haven't watched anybody else's for a little while, to be fair. The last 3 or 4 days, I've just been watching you. Yep, Saka was rushed back last season. Never should have touched grass. I fear Saka has been permanently damaged by this manager. I said that. I don't know if you've seen the videos that I've done. I fear for his future. I fear for his future. I really do, man. You know, look what happened to Marco Owen. I mean, I've got a feeling. I pray it doesn't, but I've got a feeling that a similar thing could happen to him, man. Overplayed, and in my eyes, undervalued. Undervalued. If you play him like that, flog him like an horse, you're not valuing your player very much. What I heard yours is a knitting and baking channel. Knitting on Anthony Herbert and McManus are having a little bit of a to and fro. Yeah, all the real fans are saying to leave Saka to recover last season. The top gooners just wanted him back. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about his health. They do. They don't. They've got a duty. Listen, as the medical team as well, you've got a duty of care to your players. He's a young boy as well, man. He's a young boy. All he wants to do is impress the manager. All he wants to do is play football. I get that. But you've got to say, like you said on your show about England sending players back, Shane. Like, you know, well, they're sending players back like Saka and Declan Rice, Arsenal players. So what are you doing here? You're in, like you said. And then Arteta goes ahead and plays them in the next game as well. No, like, I put a comment in there. I don't know if you see it. I said it's like fucking Mikel Miyagi, you know, when he does that clap and rubs his hand and puts it on Daniel's leg and it makes his leg better. It's like he can do that. It's fucking jokes, bro. Jordan in the chat, how you doing? You never walk alone. Jordan's Liverpool fan channel. Go and check him out. Jordan Heyman. McManus. Anthony, you will be standing outside after the Rovers games. Go. Oh, God. You two are bantering each other. Brilliant. No, that's channel. I do not watch Flip Flop likes AFTV. We're going to talk about AFTV. The biggest sellouts I've ever known. When they started, they was Arsenal fan TV. When they was fan TV outside the ground with the real fans, and I thought the channel started off, it exploded. It started off, it was brilliant. It sold his soul, mate. Robbie Lyle sold his soul. Doesn't say what he thinks anymore. He just basically, I think he's got a script. You know, when he does the Transfer Daily and he does other shows, I'm sure he's got a script and he just says what the club are paying him to say, in my opinion. It's probably, I don't know for sure, so you can't take it as gospel. But in my opinion, that's what's happening there. It is. And you've got real people, real channels that say it how it is and how they feel. I mean, I'm not the biggest fans of some of them. Some of them I think can be a bit harsh and a bit too some of them could be a bit too negative, maybe is the word. I don't know. But, you know, each to their own. Everyone's entitled to how they feel and expressing their own opinions about anything they want. It's free speech. we'll hopefully, we don't know how long free speech is going to last in this country anymore, do we? With the government that we've got, blimey, there's people going to jail for saying dirty words on Twitter. So that poor woman. Anyway, let's not get political. Arteta's nothing but a Spanish waiter, mate. Cauliflower is made of glass, but for some reason he scores goals. Yeah, he scored a brilliant. Remember that goal he scored? Who was that against last season? No, really, left foot, fucking blinding goal. I can't remember who he scored it against. Yeah, he scored some bangers, didn't he? I credit Arteta with convincing the Cronkies to switch the sporting business model. Now we buy a different profile of player, but there is a lot he has got wrong, devaluing players or overusing them. Absolutely, Chelsea. I don't know what you mean by the sporting business. Do you mean by actually having a sporting director? Is that what you mean by that? So that's just so it's less work for Arteta to do, and you send that. But I mean, with Andre Berta at the helm, he actually sold us TP. Who apparently, I don't mention his name because I don't know what's happening with him yet. Apparently, he's in big major trouble. But he sold us him when he was at Atletico Madrid. And apparently he's one of the best sporting directors there is, and we've got him. But I'm happy with the players that we've got. The only player I'm not happy with is Madueke. Not only because he come from Chelsea and giving Chelsea £50 million for him, which is not worth that much, never in a million years. We could have used that money and put it towards a Rodrigo, which would have been much better business for me. So that's got all the fingerprints of Arteta all over that one. But I just think that. Oh, what was I saying now? I've lost my train of thought. My phone's buzzing in me, and I've just lost my train of what I was saying. Man, yeah, the sporting director thing, wasn't it? So I just think that we should have. Madueke's not the right player, but I think that the rest, everybody else that we've bought, I'm quite happy with. People were moaning about Norgard, but he was Brentford's captain, and he was, to me, he was brought in to replace Jorginho. Be on the bench, be the backup for the midfield, defensive midfield, and I think that was a good signing. We didn't pay a lot of money for him. I think all the world over. I know he's not a world beater, or he's going to be pulling up any fucking massive trees or anything. But he had a good season last year. He was their captain. They done well in the league, didn't they? According to the statistics, which I'm not a fan of either, I'll just use my eyes. He was up there with the best of them in the defensive midfield in the Premier League. So I don't think that was a bad decision. Thought that was a decent one. Anthony Herbert, Premier League is your bread and butter. Lee, I've got to say you're killing the fantasy league. I ain't. I'm in about. Where am I now? I ain't. I'm not doing very well in the fantasy Premier League at all. I wild carded after the Old Trafford game. I wild carded straight away. Mate, we need to stop rushing players back from injury. Saka injured again. I don't think he was fully recovered from his last injury. Should have rested him when he came back, bring him back gradually. He should have been rested to this season, mate. James Lau, what's going on, sir? I ain't seen you for ages, bruv. Greetings from Cyprus. Greetings to you, James. Hope you're having a nice time over there. God bless you, bro. I ain't seen you for ages, man. Hope you're well. McManus, we could have played Ethan, rested Saka last season, and why did that McManus? Absolutely. Ethan could have finished the season off. Why did we rush Saka? That's a great point. That's a great fucking point, you McManus. I was saying that myself, mate. I was saying that myself. Oh, I've turned it off. Let's just finish the message. And bring him back gradually. Wenger used to do this as well. We've got some squad depth now, so we can rotate a bit. Left side's still an issue, in my opinion. Yeah, the left side the left side is still an issue. It is. Um, you're hearing, we've heard all these, Rafael and Rodrigo, and we've heard all sorts of different links and rumours to these players, which are just, I think they've just been stuck in there by the agents, especially on AFTV. Now, Robbie Lyle's built his business, got to take you out of trim, right? He's built up a massive channel, one of the pioneers of this industry. You've got to say that. But where does he get his information from? All these links. It's like the club are pushing him certain agendas on him as well. I believe that. I mean, he must get some sort of free season ticket or so. I'm not saying he does. I'm just assuming. I mean, I don't know for sure. Just saying that the ultra positivity always. Every now and again, he might say something a little bit derogatory, just to throw something in, just to throw a little spanner in the works, just to try and derail people's opinions of is he fucking paid for this bullshit or what? Every now and again, he might throw a little, little spinner in there. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Had to open the door. James Lau. On me holes, cheering on the Gooners. Team looks amazing. Victor Ineze made my summer. Absolutely. We've finally got the number 9 and the creative spark. Finally got them over the line, James. Unbelievable. 100% agree with you on Berta. What I mean about the model is that since Arteta came, he's been able to splash some cash, convincing the higher ups that they can be sold. But then players get devalued. We can't sell players either, Channel 69. We can't. Why do we get peanuts for our players? We can't sell. We're the worst selling club in the league, I think. I think Chelsea get fortunes for their players. Chelsea gets 50 million. They demand 50 million for Madawaki. They got it. He's not worth that. Absolutely, he's not worth that. Question, Lee. Have we finished our business, or can you see more players come up? Listen, before Eze came, I thought the business was over. I already thought it was over. Then Eze came. So, I do believe that we have to sell before we can buy anybody else. I think, there's Ref Watch. Do you know what? Ref Watch, see last week, this was a brilliant show last week because Dermot Gallagher was defending the referees. Do you know what? And actually, they was debating the penalty that Saliba that should have been awarded against Saliba on Kuna at Old Trafford. And it was good to watch because it was actually being challenged. Hang on, let me just check this. 1 sec. Let me just see something. I'm going to have to see if I can watch this again because do you know what? It was last week, and he's there again, Jay Boothroyd, yeah, and he was sticking it on Gallagher on a few of the decisions. And when you had Howard Webb and Michael Owen on there, so Michael Owen was half like licking his ass, agreeing with everything he said. But Jay Boothroyd, man, he was sticking it on Gallagher last week. He was sticking it on him, and it was fucking good television, man. It was good to see, and he actually was doing it. He went, well, if I'm standing here in front of you and you come through the back of me, it was fucking brilliant watch, man. I'm missing it now. I should have done this. Maybe I should have done this after. Oh, no, it's not on. Oh, I thought Ref Watch was on. I just might have showed a highlight from it. It might be coming up. I don't know. What time is it? I'm not sure what time it comes on either. But anyway, last week it was a great watch, man. Yeah, I don't. I think we've done. Unless we sell players, we know Trossard staying there. Martinelli might go for 70 million to Saudi, and if that goes, we might get Rodrigo. You never know. But I don't think until we sell players, I don't think we're going to be buying anybody else unless we sell players. Look at Kwanzaa versus Kiwior valuations. That's a joke. I think 30 million Kiwior. I mean, I've not seen Kwanzaa. I'm not. How much did he go for? What's his valuation? I've not seen that. To be fair, I'll be brutally honest with you. I've not seen that, bro. But I mean, Kiwior. Kiwior is, we paid a little bit more than. What did we pay for Kiwior? Was it 40? Was it 40 or 42 or something? If I remember right. Shit internet, rock on, mate. You too. Have a nice holiday, bro. Have a nice holiday. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. My phone's buzzing. What's going on here? Let's have a look. Loads of messages coming through. Do you reckon Arteta? Do you reckon Arteta happy because it's Berta's players that's come in and not Arteta's? Do you reckon Arteta? I see what you said. Do you think he's happy? I'm saying that Madueke is Arteta's choice. Gyökeres definitely was Berta's choice. The rest of the players, Mascara's probably. I don't know. I can't really decide on every player, but I've got, in my opinion, Madueke was definitely Arteta's choice. Gyökeres was definitely Berta's because we know he wanted Sesko. What's Sesko? Sesko's come on a couple of times for United and not done really much yet. But I mean, there's a lot to come. There's a long season. You never know what might happen there. That could bite us in the arse. I thought it might have at Old Trafford when he come on. He looked massive when he was standing there, coming on as a sub on the touchline. I thought, fucking hell, look at the size of him. But he didn't do fuck all, did he? Well, not did Gyökeres really in that first game, but he done all right, didn't he, against Leeds? Great penalty, scores a good goal as well. Didn't do much else, but we didn't buy him to do much else. We bought him to finish off, to score the goals. That's what we bought him for. Similar thing to Haaland at Man City. Listen, don't get it twisted. He can't lace Haaland's boots, but don't do anything else but score goals, really. And that's exactly what we bought him for. Right, so this is it. Let me know what you thought of the show. I'm thinking about doing a regular show, a daily show like this, looking at one headline, talking about the headline, and then letting the chat lead the rest of the show. This is what I'm going to do in future. I'm looking to do it perhaps every day. Let's see what happens with the timetable, and we'll go from there. But anyway, everybody in the chat, thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. I didn't expect as many people in the chat. I know it's not that many. It's not that many views at the moment, but hopefully we can build something here as well. I need to start upping the content as well. Appreciate everybody in the chat. And listen, I will speak to you all soon. Definitely Thursday night is on the Red Report. The regulars know what that is. Anthony Herbert will be there as well. My brother will be there as well. But for the daytime shows, I'm thinking about doing a daily show like this. Put it in the comments if you watch it on the rewind, on the rewatch, if you'd be up for that. And I'll see you all soon. Let's just read this last comment out from Anthony. More shows, the better. I know the refs watch. You can do a midget watch. Yeah, cheers, and laters, everyone.